this is a pretty hype matchup.
Yep. It's Zonplague versus Nox. So it's first and second place in the current standings. Yorick band coming through immediately. Band's coming through hot left and right.
Yeah, they're ready. They know exactly what they don't want to play against. And I kind of agree with both of these bands. Like I wouldn't want to play against Arthex's Caitlyn or Seraphine. So
we're taking away the Yorick and Shaco jungles, and then the Agatio Vayne. Seraphine, Caitlyn, Smolder, all across Josh. So bot lane, as I think, it's going to be a huge focus in this matchup.
Yeah, I agree. But it's interesting they leave up the Kai'Sa. I understand that Yorick's kind of broken, and Flone's kind of a Shaco one trick, but I really wonder why, unless they plan on picking up Kai'Sa or something along those lines. I just feel like if you're gonna play kind of a tank setup like last week, you would really want to get rid of some of those tank killers.
I think taking away Yorick and Shaco is just a respect ban, 100% against Clone, and I think he just can carry on those champions. So just taking him out of the way, getting him out of the pool. Volibear locked in first pick for ZAP, so this is definitely a flex pick for them. Most likely only top or jungle. I don't see it really going anywhere else.
Okay, so oh wow, so the Nautilus. So I'm guessing that's a not top.
This is a not flex pick technically, but I don't expect Ioni is not as much of a Nautilus player, so I would expect it to go topside. And then the Misfortune Leona, so a very aggressive bot lane lock in for the Plague.
Yeah, I agree. I love this pickup. I think it's not going to allow Noxus to just kind of play passive and hang out. Like I really like the
this is a very strong team fight dive core for the Plague so far. And then I was gonna say the Xin ulti does favor itself against Misfortune. That's a very nice way to protect yourself. And the Renata Glass, a killer counter engage support.
Yeah. And Renata, I mean, this is the third time we've seen Renata, right, from Nox.
Yeah, I believe the Nautilus Renata is what we saw out of them last week. Exactly, I believe.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's Yoni's looked really good on it, and so I mean, I think it's a good pick, and it's nice peel too for Agateo.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. Keep him alive, even if he does go down. You might be able to find that revive. As Syndra comes across from Nox ban over to Zap, and I believe Spike is a Syndra. He does favor Syndra, so just trying to give Starling some more options. Starling favoring some melee champions in their thus undefeated spree so far, and Syndra can be difficult to deal with. There's the Kai'Sa ban that you're mentioning.
Yeah. I'll say I'm actually surprised to see that they didn't pick it up in the first three picks, because now they're kind of in this weird scenario where I know Agateo can play like pretty much any ADC, but as far as they kind of need some damage and carry potential out of him. So so they went with the Xayah, so that's more peel.
Super safe, yeah, very much a self-peel option if I've ever seen one. And Mordekaiser hovered for the Plague. This would have to be for Orcas on the top side. This would lock the Volibear into the jungle, and it will come in. So Orcas with a blind pick Mordekaiser, throwing the gauntlet down, if you will.
Interesting. Yeah, I like the Mordekaiser pick too, because it's both into Xin and Nautilus. It's gonna just completely take him out of the team fight. And
and a man from my own heart, Vigar locked in last pick for the Plague.
Yeah, the R outplay button, so that'll be nice to see. Like hopefully
he's just a silly little guy.
Yeah.
And we can see
the cage is a menace.
If we see Yasuo not banned, there are some knock-up opportunities. Yasuo could be a pick as he's a counter pick to Vigar. It's one of the hardest matchups he can face. Diana's gonna come through. Okay, this is also a good. You have kill pressure onto Vigar, but really I think they're looking for the looks like a team fight Wombo, but not a ton of damage behind it. So I'm interested to see where if Nox is going to be able to funnel into the bot lane, because I think as always Agateo is going to need to scale. The Diana damage is going to be fat, and if Nautilus is able to put it out, it could come. You can hit Control Shift Z to unlock you and be able to zoom out.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, and so we are getting into Zonplague versus the Noxian Gladiators. This is our first seed versus second seed. Welcome to week 8 of the LCC, everybody. If you've just joined us, this is about to be a banger of a game. This is a battle for the top 2 juggernauts, and the first damage drawn by Spike, knocking off the bone plating from Starling in the top side. Just getting a little bit of AP farming going there. And we have some known bias to disclose. Whittle, a self-admitted Noxian fan.
Yeah, that's right. I'm pulling from my boys.
All right, you want to explain yourself? Where are you looking this game? Who's Noxus going to be pulling on?
I think, I mean, for as far as, you know, matchups, I think the jungle matchups can be really important. They're both playing pretty aggressive early game jungles. So I'm hoping Clone will be able to, you know, pull out some really juicy ganks, especially bot lanes, since they're going to want to be pretty aggressive. I'm
Definitely
actually
two
kind of
duelists
wondering
in the jungle.
Yeah, I'm wondering why he's starting blue side, because in this game, I would personally probably start red side and then either look for a level 3 top gank or a level 4 bottom gank, but that's just me.
Yeah, I am always curious to see where the junglers decide to go, and I think just starting on the bot side is usually the default. Of course, Whisper and Clone, we've seen them flex their jungle paths to go for early ganks, so it must just be a conscious choice. They want to get up to the top side. And perhaps they're going to look, there could be an angle to look for just a hard first clear and then on your lead clear to come back to the bot side. And we may see these teams focus around the dragon instead of the first spawn of grubs.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they fight over grubs. Because I imagine the Mordekaiser is going to really have some power in the grub fights, and same with Volibear. So it's going to be really tough to contest as Nox.
No major action to report on thus far. Some trading in the mid lane, dropping both of them to roughly half HP. Nice auto attack trading back from Spike at the back end of that trade. But Starling continuing to chip down.
Yeah, Diana's getting some good chip in. Could even maybe look for an all-in if, I guess she went teleport, so...
Yeah, no ignite.
No ignite, so all-in wouldn't be quite as powerful.
The junglers completing their second buff. As we have an engage on the bot side, Crimson Yoni jumped on with the Zenith Blade. Jags Ignite will pick up the first blood, and that's 1 kill over to Zon Plague to start the game. Crimson Yoni caught out with the Zenith Blade engage.
Yeah, it's tough. They hit level 3 first, and they just saw their opening, and that's not a great start, but at least the kill went over to Leona.
Yeah, Whisper picking up the first scuttle top side. He is on vision, so they will know. Nice ward out from Karpiewski to spot that. Bringing the wave back to himself and warding out, so making sure he's safe. As Clone crossing over the mid lane to go pick up his own scuttle. Yep. Everything going to plan so far. Nope. Little turnaround. Trying to ferret out what the next action's going to be.
Yeah. Clone was kind of hesitating mid lane. I don't know if he was maybe expecting Volibear to cross as well, but then he just now started the crab. So he will be a little bit later on the clear than Volibear.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll choose to just not go for a purchase and just commit to a full second clear, but handshake not connecting onto R-Sexy. Nice backstep.
Yeah, he doesn't know he's on a ward, which is unfortunate, but so he didn't end up going for a back, and so this is, if Volibear either comes for a counter gank or just full clears here, he's going to be quite a bit ahead.
Karpiewski in danger in the top side. Orca's going for the kill, moving forward, the passive, and he will pick up a solo bolo top side. 2 kills down now.
Yeah, great start for Zon. The Mordekaiser, it's going to be a little bit of a problem, I think, into this tank pick, because you cannot escape the realm.
Yep, that Death Realm is a scary place to be as a box comes down, but will not connect. Starling able to walk it out. No panic from them. As, Whisper decides they don't want to wait too long. Just go with the gank. We will see what we can get. A lot of vision control in the bot side here from the side of Noxus. Nothing to speak of on the other side for the Zon Plague. But I think this early in the game, it's just tough. You have to wait on your trinket timers.
Yeah, and Volibear's Oliver is moving into Zen's side of the jungle, probably knowing that he has the level advantage, and he thinks that Zen is on the wolves right now, but
Yep,
maybe
Clone
not.
just
He
behind
put in a
vision.
nice deep red ward.
Not sure if he was spotted there.
Oh, it's going for Dragon.
Body language definitely says that it was. Whisper being engaged on Clone with Wind becomes lightning, dashing through to the 3-talon strike, and the handshake will pull him back. Flash out from Whisper, Clone to follow, and he is separated off from the rest of his team. Zonplague trying to regroup. Exhaust pulled back with the Moonfall, and that's a first kill over to Noxus as they rotate to the Dragon. Topside, we're going to watch some cute little trades. Thank you, spectator.
Yeah.
Noxus down 2 kills, but pick up the play.
Yeah, I think Whisper was just a little bit ahead of his team here. Mid had Prio, so he started up the Dragon and did not have any help, so they just collapsed on him and killed him.
Yep, a nice rotation and a lot committed, but the jungler's down. They just managed to pick up the Dragon. That's the target you want.
Yep. And
Whisper's
now
starting.
Yeah, he's starting the grubs, but this is another one of those scenarios where if they were to collapse on him right now, he might be in trouble.
Yep, teleport out of Spike to make sure he gets back to the mid lane, is able to move to support. But Clone is up here. This is one of his favorite times. It's 7 minutes into the game. It's time to go blind into the into the Kevins, and a hook forward out of Karpewski will bring him into a 1v2 situation. Orcas and Whisper engaging hard onto him. Clone and Karpewski both drop low. Oh, and the ultimate out of Spike to finish the execution. Clone and Karpewski both dropping. Starling brought into the Death Realm, and they will fall as well. 3 kills over to Zonplague. Score 5-1 and 3 grubs.
Oh, it's a disaster at grubs. The contest was just, I think, a little bit too late, so they ended up being really scattered, and then there's 2 fights, and the Death Realm really just killed the Diana so easily.
I'm just checking on the items, which I forgot to toggle on for quite a while. I was enjoying seeing more of the screen. But here we can go. Karpewski straying from the typical build I've seen from him in the top side, going for a Spirit Visage potentially as his first item, but definitely dropping in to pick up the hood. Needs that regeneration. We're gonna go for a Rod of Ages mid. Looks like.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to survive, because now Orcas with 3 kills is gonna be so flush with cash. Like, he has a Rylai straight away, so he's gonna be a big problem.
Yep, that Rylai's is spooky. I don't want to see Nox try to contest the top side. Definitely they want to be investing into the Starling and Agatio basket at this point, because Orcas is a menace, and if you go up there in a 1v2 and he pulls you into Death Realm and kills both of you, the game is probably over.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think here you just hope that your top Karpewski can play.
Nice engage mid. Cage following up by Whisper. And Zenith Blade through Starling to drop. A lot invested, but the kill is secured. Zonplague pick themselves up another one. 6 kills on the board. Orca's engaged on top side by Karpewski, and Clone will drop very low. 300 HP. He's got his shield available. Clone does not have flash. Wind becomes lightning. Oh, just barely misses.
Just misses, and that would have been a huge kill to pick up too.
Yep, I would say that definitely could have turned topside around. The Mordekaiser Death Realm was not available for that play, and so that was a great use of their opening, but just unable to find it.
Yep. Yeah, and I think as Clone now, you and the rest of the team, you really got to be looking for openings, because I think if you just allow this Mordekaiser and Vhagar to live their life and be happy, they're going to really just end this game pretty quickly.
Clone's going to be sad to find the Whisper just had a nice rotation over. Pink ward dropped, blue picked up. Yet to pick up his first item. First item's just starting to come through now for mid and top lane on the Plague. 80 carry, sure to have it soon as well. But the game's just getting started.
This is kind of the issue
3K gold
with picking a counter engage, is in a scenario where your Leona roams mid, there's not really too much your Renata can do to engage onto the MF, who doesn't have a natural getaway, so it would really be nice to be able to jump on him.
Yep, you need to be there already, right? You have to like match that rotation so you can make something happen. Ooh, I need to watch watch in on bot side as Clone has... Looks like Clone has snuck in.
Yeah. Maybe if they could bait out an engage, but it looks like they might smell something funny in the water.
Yep. Not going to take the bait. Clone resetting in the bush. And yeah, nice gank avoidance from the Plague.
Yep.
Clone looking for that after finding his blue buff was taken, and then rotating down to sneak into that bush from the lane. Gonna reset out, go out to his top side. So Mr. Nox fanboy, tell me what they can do, look to do here to get back into this game. I'm really looking for them to play around potentially the dragon.
Yeah, I think they really just need to get a catch before a team fight. They need to maybe catch Spike or Orcas or even Whisper on a rotation by themselves, because I think in a straight up 5v5 it's gonna be really hard for them to pull out a dub.
Yeah, we just mentioned Dragon, but Clone is in love with the grubs. He likes to go for these.
I do not think if Clone goes in on these grubs, I think that would be a huge mistake. I think they should look to try to trade Dragon here.
And he will mosey on down towards the Dragon. Perhaps he can hear us retroactively.
Yeah, and they might be looking for a bot dive, but no, I think they're just going to try to burn down the Dragon. The problem is, I don't know if they're going to get it in time, and then Blue might look for a contest here. And this is a perfect... See, Spike has the right idea. This
Engaging with the Star Call. Spike dropped down to by a third, but the engage is deep by Zon Plague. Agatio with a nice Feather Call lands down onto 4. Bullet time will kill Starling, running away. Need to re-engage when you've got that on you. But Clone, oh, he's going very deep. He finds Spike, but Spike managing to slink away. Jags the very low. Oh, and goodness, so many low health bars.
So close. But yeah, our sexy just cleans them up. Just all those, everyone's so low, but they just had no finish.
Goodness, it's so hard to say what's happening in the fight when they keep getting away at no HP.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. And if Agateo has Kaisa there, does he finish off those kills? I think so. So that's, you know, that's just one of those things. Maybe the draft.
Yeah, Zaya finding a big Feather Call, but it's not the same kind of sticking and engage power or dive power that you have with Kaisa. That passive to really burn somebody down. Only one item on Zaya. You're definitely not online yet.
Nope. But I like Spike's or Starling's engage there. He had the right idea.
Oh, great engage topside from Karpewski to turn it around. We saw several trades there where Orcus had the upper hand, but Karpewski catching him out under the tower and burning him down with the ignite. What a solo bolo to turn the topside around. 3-0 Orcas giving up a shutdown. Clone there now pushing the tower as they give up this dragon. So choosing to somehow manage to make it work through the top side, even though we both agreed it was better off abandoned for now.
Yeah, I think even Orcas was surprised. I don't think he thought there was any chance he dies there, and he got soloed before Diana was even there. So that's a good surprise pickup by Karpewski.
Yeah, what a play. Really closing up that gold gap for himself on the top side with that. Should have been at least 500-600 gold from that bounty pickup.
Yeah, and how do you look at gold? Is it C? It's one of these buttons.
X.
X. Oh, I just missed it. Yeah, so Karpewski is now kind of closing it.
Which also brings secures feats of warfare, or full feats, so secondary boots unlocked for the Zon Plague as well, with that objective pickup on the dragon. Orca's topside saying, I want to get that one back. Karpewski gonna manage to sneak away the box. Protect Spike mid lane.
Yeah, Karpewski kind of overstayed, got a little greedy for some farm and tower damage, and now didn't take it back, and he's sitting on 2,400 gold, so he really needs to get back.
Clone ring up to the top side. But Whisper is here to reinforce.
Yeah, Whisper's here for the counter gank, so this is really not optimal.
Deep engage, it's going to split the 1v1 Death Realm. I can't really see who's who. Whisper and Clone left out of the playpen. Clone dropped quite low. Whisper going to win this extended trade. Karpewski as well. It's a cleanup for Zon Plague in the 1v1 topside.
And that's kind of what I was worried about, is in the straight 2v2, I don't think that the Zen and the Nautilus can win that, but especially when you're down this much gold.
Yeah, Xin Shao is a strong duelist, but Volibear is really just a specialist in an extended fight. And I think he's got better healing than Xin Shao does.
Yeah, it's they're kind of similar, but it's, you know, in a straight up punching match, I think the Volibear wins almost every time.
Yep, he's gone for a relatively squishy build, but he still feels tankier than the clone on the Xin Shao. Man, Bear is just so hard to kill sometimes. Starling with the jump forward. Gonna be trapped in the cage. Doesn't have much mana available as Whisper and Jags rotate over. He's not gonna decide to go for the Eclipse. Could have gone for an all-in. I think there was a kill opening there.
Yeah, I think, you know, the mana might have been an issue for like a full ult usage, and maybe it didn't have mana. I couldn't see, but
Starling had no mana available, and that's why I think if Jax had thrown an Eclipse, it was a pretty guaranteed flash, blown at minimum.
Agreed.
So Nox are fully turtling the game at this point, as Zonplague are going for a Herald. They know they're going for this Herald, and they've elected to just fall back to their waves. They want to get some farm going.
Yeah,
And
this is where I think Clone needs to look for like something really spicy on MF during those rotations where they know that Leona is away from the roost, and maybe look to pick up this MF. Even though I know our Sexy plays very back and save, so it might be, you know, one of the things that's harder or easier said than done.
Yeah, also, like, if they know they're not going to go for it, I want to see them make that decision and have him clear these camps on time, because these camps are sitting up as he just dreams about picking up the objective.
Yeah, because now he's down almost 40 CS in the jungle, which is like 10 jungle camps. So I mean that's quite a bit of XP and gold that he's gonna be behind.
Moving in for a bot side gank attempt again.
Yeah, he's looking to set up for Dragon. Whisper did just take it back, so he could grab the crab here. If it's up. Oh, it's not a bad look.
Handshake will pull Jags back, but not much damage to speak of.
Yeah, the damage is the problem. I feel like
Yeah, Nox really needs to
damage.
dig out some time for these they need to get to 2-3 items, and I'm not seeing how they're going to do it at the moment. Currently sitting down almost pretty much a full item in the mid lane. Starling only about 1,000 gold down, so not a full item, but needs to purchase.
And Spike went for Fimble Winner Rod of Ages, so he like went almost full tank.
This
Vagar,
this is what I'm used to seeing as Zonplague, right? They want to play for these like guaranteed win conditions. They say we're going to have a scaling top, we're just going to win it. And Whisper Clone showing again that I think Volibear just has more healing in his kit. Not even the Sundered Sky can do it for the Xin Shao.
Yeah, the Zin's down in gold, down 1,000 gold, and it's just, and the Volibear is a menace, and you can't get away from him with the boots of swiftness that are upgraded. It's tough.
It is definitely tough. This lead is large and snowballing forward at the moment as Zonplague continues to scale. Clone is running around, he's clearing camps and trying to find something as the bullet time goes down bot side. Hostile takeover going to negate the engage, but potentially a dive as Spike is going to have his ultimate negated by the Clone. They will pick up the kill for Starling. Great pickup, you're correct.
Yeah, they need another 10 of those.
I think they just need another 10 minutes more than anything else.
That's right. Yeah, they need to buy time, but the problem is Vagar also doesn't mind buying time, so it's because Diana definitely needs, and it's going for Seekers as well. It's not the most high damage item you could build for, but going for a little more protection.
Yep, this is a crucial timing right now because both objectives are down. We have the towers starting to fall. They've fallen in the top and mid for the Zonplague. And we want to see how they choose to push their advantage. I want to see them pushing up their ward line, starting to be able to advance past halfway in the river, and see how they can clean up this game. This is really going to, I think, be a test for our top seed to see if they can close this out cleanly or if Nox can claw their way back.
Yeah, I think too. You know, the bottom tower is easy gold. I think they have a really nice dive comp with the Volibear and Leona, so there's nothing stopping them if Renata isn't in the lane to cast her ult on and stop them from diving.
Yeah, the game's really slowing down for a moment. Jags on the side could be looking for an eclipse.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they're not forcing Otacon here. Maybe they're afraid of the Otacon throw, but I really think they're strong enough that they could just start Otacon and dare him to contest.
It's taken a long time to perhaps reassess where to send out lanes. It may have been at item breakpoints, but it looks like we had a crit cloak picked up, so it might have just been slightly late on the rotation, but it happens. Now we have Misfortune on the top side, so I agree with you. We may see some focus on Otacon as Jags is up here placing vision, unable to contest Karpewski on the clear, at least for the tri-brush. Expect to see the teams rotating over to the top side over time.
Yeah, and I see Jags kind of pushing forward here. I think they should really be contesting these jungle camps if they can get numbers.
Engage bot side from Starling.
Yeah, I don't know if he wins this though, but maybe
could have enough dodges as the trade kind of goes all right for them. Nicely played by Starling.
Yep. Yeah,
able
not too
to
bad.
find the moving trade.
And now you see them rotating towards Otacon, but they're still okay. It looks like they want to start it, but maybe they want to catch someone out first. Maybe bait it.
Yeah, I'm checking in on the vision. It's completely clear at the moment for the Zon Plague. Got a Gatio and the Crimson Yoni. Potentially moving over. Blue Trinket spots it out.
Yep, and yeah,
they here as Otacon drops in their half.
They know.
Oh, the Nox or the hostile takeover goes down onto 4, but now the bullet time to follow up. Spike connecting here with his teleport. Will find a Gatio in the backside. That's going to be huge as Jags dropped low. Clone in the back line, causing chaos, but Zon Plague overpower them with sheer numbers.
Yeah, Clone just melted at the end there. So it wasn't a terrible fight, but it's the bullet time with Renata has the same idea as the bullet time. Those chokes are really dangerous, but I think the bullet time won over in this case.
Yep, Starling committed to the bot side. She will be able to pick up a tower. Has teleport available, but was already under half HP from trading with Spike and elected to not port up for the engage. Taking the tower is not terrible.
Yeah, and I mean, considering that's a 4v5 there, that's really not a terrible trade for Nox.
Yeah, we've seen worse. Trading when you're behind definitely brings you closer together, but the gold gap continues to grow slightly. Karpewski could have caught out Orcas in the top side, as Mordekaiser is quite alone 4 up here for the Noxus, so if he commits to a fight or they can lock him down, he's sure to fall. Another hook lands, he's under half HP. Will the Death Realm come out? It's not available as Orcas falls.
Yeah, that Death Realm was down from the last fight, and that's
engage bot side into this blue buff as Clone will be found by Jags and Whisper. He survived for a long time while the blue buff was there, but the second blue falls, so does he.
Yeah, I think Clone in this situation doesn't need to be there. He knows he has 2 top. He needs to maybe even be on their blue side, looking for camps and looking to push down towers. But that's the chance you take sometimes as a jungle. You just want your camps.
Nox remembering that the basics, though, of macro is pushing out your lanes. They take the top tower, and they will find a 3rd tower in a row for themselves, getting the secondary. Starling just got a massive influx of gold as Whisper gonna run into Karpewski in the bot side jungle. The Nautilus will depth charge down onto Arsexy, but nothing to follow up. Nox are looking up here with 4, but I think they need to reset.
Yeah, I think that was a really good angle. I think maybe they were missing Starling, so they called off because they weren't sure where everyone was and kind of chickened out.
Yeah, it's a completely dark area, so I would be concerned about it as well. No knowledge on the enemy team, and they're coming out of base. It's a rough spot to be engaged on.
Yeah, they didn't know if Mordekaiser had enough time to run down there or not, probably. So.
Our sexy
But
pretty far out, but will not be punished.
Nox is getting a couple of good catches here, so this game could be getting a little spicy.
Yep,
You know,
there was
if
definitely a
they can
stall
catch
in
them when
momentum.
they're, yes, definitely. Looks like they're thinking
We
about
are
Baron.
geared up for a fight here at this Baron. Zagatio is the first one in. Flash from Zenith Blade out, but the Feather Call will lock them down. Whisper jumping forward. Berserk onto everybody. Jax taking so much damage, but now backs up and finds the bullet time. Yoni drops low. Starling with the Zonius. Orca's now surrounding Clone, and Nox will lose too.
Yep, they caught him in the same opening. I'd really like to see maybe Agateo save his ult for a more larger engage, because it was just a Zenith Blade, but I guess he was just worried that the follow-up CC would be too much.
I think you can't get hit by the first one because they will make it stick. Looking for the steal, but now pushed deeper forward. Starling, Karpewski both fall. Agateo on the run now.
Yeah, he's got to run for his life. He has flash and barrier up, but he does not have ult, so he wants to keep those if he can.
Flash forward out of our sexy. Tower falls, but not able to follow up on it. Whisper does not have the Stormcaller to turn off the turret. Perhaps an opening as Clone lands Wind Become Lightning. Our sexy dropped low, but Clone unable to finish. He has the opportunity to resurrect. Will Jax fall in time? No! Eclipse lands down on it too! Huge damage out of Spike!
Yes, they were so close. There's so many times I feel like Agateo still had flash and barrier up, so there probably could have been more damage that he got out, but maybe saving that for next game.
Yep, he's saving it for a hot date he's got.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But he got a lot of damage off in that fight. Yeah, it's another case of, you know, maybe if they have a little more gold, they might have been able to pull it out.
Yep, gold advantage is sitting at 10k 27 minutes into the game. Soul point for Zon Plague as well. So as they wait, this game does not get easier. There's a Vygar stacking Phenomenal Evil and a Soul waiting for them to pick up.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Nox try to get tricky here, maybe sneak into a bush deep into enemy territory. I don't think they'll be able to in time, but I feel like they have to get real tricky here to try to hold on to this game.
Spike could be split off here, but has two behind him. Nox really just going to be focused on setting up a decent defense forward line and keeping together.
Yes, I think Zon is just going to focus on trying to keep waves clear and wait out this Baron.
Pushing in now, all 10 members in the bottom side of the map. Spike and Clone. Ooh, finding nice poke down on the Clone. Should be able to heal up decently well off these supers. Oh. Damage is fat, though. He's going to have to reset back to base.
Yeah, that Clone is taking a ton of damage, even just from the minions. But if Spike just flash ults him, I think he's dead. But I guess he doesn't have flash, so that's but I think maybe with a Q ult might have killed there.
Yep, as Zon Plague make their death march down bot side. Tower will fall. Agateo in the front line yet again. Hook down onto our sexy. They will connect. Finding 4 over with the Noxian diplomacy. But the bullet time is devastating. And Zon Plague win the fight.
Yeah, that's a beautiful bullet time. Almost eliminated the entire team, and it's just Agateo, and I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything about this.
Yeah, Zon Plague cementing themselves as the first place team. They let up their pressure for a little bit, but a commanding win.
Yeah, I think that win looked easy, and I don't think that's gonna help with Jags. You know, he's gonna come out bragging after that one.